Ready?
Hang on a sec.
Everybody set? All right. Director Ron Lenve, the Director of Investigations and Homeland Security. Tonight, just before 10 o'clock, patrol officers were called to assist narcotics detectives at the scene of a shooting here in the 1300 block of West 5th Street behind me. Narcotics detectives had been out doing undercover work and met with an individual who had acted as a middleman in the past with them for drug purchases. He directed them to the location of the incident, and as soon as they arrived, an adult suspect, male, walked out of the shadows and stuck what appeared to be a handgun through an open window of the vehicle they were riding in into the face of a detective who was seated there. The detective was able to draw his firearm and fired several shots at the suspect. He was struck in the upper body, and rescue soon arrived and transported him to UF Health, where he was later pronounced deceased. No officers or bystanders were injured during this incident, and the weapon carried by the suspect was recovered at the scene. It may be a replica firearm, but it's still being processed and evaluated at this time. And with that, I'll answer any questions you have.
So the middleman, Marcus Stewart again, the middleman was with the detective that pulled his, the officer that pulled his firearm?
Yep, there was 3 narcotics detectives that were out doing undercover work. They met up with an individual who has acted as a middleman in drug purchases before, who told them he could take them to an area and buy drugs. They ultimately ended up here at the scene. And when they arrived here, another individual immediately walked out of the shadows, stuck what appeared to be a handgun into the open window of that vehicle into the face of one of the detectives that was seated there.
Some neighbors told us there's a lot of abandoned homes along this stretch.
I saw a few, yes.
Okay. Is that where this individual walked from, do you know? Or?
No, that's all still being investigated, exactly where he came from. I don't want to comment on that at this point in time.
I know it's still being processed, but talk about just in general how an officer sees what appears to be a weapon. You guys are going to do what you got to do as far as filling a threat. The use of replica weapons being more prevalent.
Sure. And I don't know exactly what we have yet because they're still processing it, but you guys see how dark it is out here. It's very difficult to tell in a split second, especially, if your life is threatened, if something that's being stuck in your face is a replica or if it's actually something real. Those things tend to look real, and they're manufactured to look real.
How old was the suspect?
He's an adult. Yeah, we're not identifying him yet because that's still working its way through the process, but he is an adult.
Were there other witnesses at the scene?
Well, there was a few narcotics detectives that were at the scene, as well as the individual who brought them here to complete a drug purchase. And there may be some others. They're canvassing the area, looking for other witnesses as well.
Is the suspect known to police?
I don't have any information on him or his history or background at this point in time.
Anything else?
Anything about the motive, why he initially put the gun into the window?
It's not uncommon to have robberies result from drug transactions, but it's still being investigated, and I don't want to put that out there because that hasn't been confirmed yet at this point in time, but that's a possibility that we'll certainly look at.
All right. Cool. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Yep.